Guys, take a look at this delicious pork tenderloin. This has been marinated in beer and paprika and served with basmati rice that has sweet peppers in it, on top of these beautiful Poblano chilies that were pan-seared in olive oil. I'll tell you what, this is scrumptious. Give this dish a try. Try this recipe. You won't be disappointed on this, not at all. Hey guys, welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. Hey, on this episode, we're going to be making delicious. I have the most delicious pork tenderloin recipe. When I put this together last week, you know, I'm always working on new recipes. After I put it together, I had some professionals taste it, some of my friends in the industry, and I tell you what, their eyes opened up in total disbelief. They couldn't believe how good the flavors married on this, how wonderful it tasted, how tender and delicious it was. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to share this recipe with you. It's absolutely fantastic. Come over this way. Let's go over these beautiful ingredients and let me show you how to make a beer and paprika marinated pork tenderloin that's grilled with some mesquite smoke. Man, this is good. Come on over. Guys, like I always say, get yourself something to drink to relax with, something that you enjoy. This is cooking shouldn't be drudge work. It needs to be relaxing. So make it that. Turn it into an easygoing time. That's one of the reasons I give these tutorials, is to help people understand that, hey, this can be a lot of fun, plus you can produce some magnificent flavors. And that's what we have here. A whole array of magnificent flavors, and we're going to combine these in the most fabulous way. First of all, I want you to know we're going to do a couple of side dishes. One of them is going to be a basmati rice that has sweet peppers in it, okay? And these are just a multicolored sweet pepper. They're delicious. If you can find these in your market, use them. Otherwise, try some bell pepper maybe. It's not going to take a lot of it for that rice, okay? I have the equivalent here in small peppers of probably one bell pepper, so that should give you some idea. Right here I have a little bit different kind of chili. This one is a poblano. Poblanos are fabulous tasting chilies, guys. They are just totally delicious. So we're going to strip these down of their skin. We're going to make thin strips out of them, and I'm going to pan sear these guys. They're going to be yummy. We'll do that in some olive oil. For the meat we have back here, this is a pork tenderloin. Now, I did not say pork loin. The pork loin is bigger than this. It's, you know, about so big around, about the same length, but it is much larger, about 3 to 4 times larger than your average tenderloin. Tenderloin, wonderful. A, it's very tender. B, it's going to lend itself perfectly to this dish. The tenderloin marinates really super quick. If you over marinate one of these, they don't do well. They kind of, let's say, turn into a mushy condition similar to a pate, but it's much drier and it's not pleasant. So I'm going to show you the right way to marinate up your pork tenderloin, and it's going to be delicious. And we're going to flavor that with beer and paprika. That's a marinade of beer and paprika. Now the beer I'm going to recommend is going to be something like, like this. This one is an amber, and it's not too heavy, it's not too light. It's just perfect for this dish, and it goes really, really well with pork. So look for a nice amber beer. When I'm cooking this, I'm going to use this right back here. This is some mesquite wood, and we're going to get some smoke going so that when I grill this, we get a nice smoky flavor. And that smoky flavor is going to marry perfectly with the barley and the chili flavor here. It is sparkling, fantastic, good flavors. So let's get on with making this wonderful dish. We're going to start by preparing our meat and getting it marinated. Okay, let's take care of processing this pork tenderloin. First thing I'm going to do is glove up. You don't have to do this, however, I like to because I can move right on to the next task without having to wash my hands. I'll just pull these off with the fat in the middle so it encapsulates that and everything is nice and clean, okay? There we go. Once we get this partially pulled back, you notice I got just a little bit of flesh on it. Guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Bam, I cut the rest of it off. Very easy. And I've got nice exposed meat underneath. The reason I remove this is it has kind of a gristly effect to it. It's really stringy, sinewy, tough, and quite unpleasant for the diner. Okay, so don't do that to yourself or your guests. You don't deserve to eat in such a way. What I'm going to do is to divide this into some various portions. Let's move right on. Let's get these things marinated and pounded out. Let's go ahead and get these pounded into our separate pieces. Some of them I'm going to put them under a little pressure here. Starting with this tip piece. That's going to make us a nice little steak. Okay, first thing I want to do, I need to cover this with some what I call sticks only to itself wrap. Take my meat mallet. Now in this case I'm going to use a skillet, okay, plain and simple. A little iron skillet. Now I use this because it's got this rounded edge, it's got a large flat surface, it's heavy, and it does this job better than your typical meat mallet. So normally, YouTube, and especially lately, they're getting picky about monetization. They don't want us to say anything foul or dirty on the screen or anything. So it's not like I can tell your children, hey, beat your meat. But in this case, really, you're going to be... Anyway, let's get on with marinating this. I'm going to start with a bit of salt. If you think that salt's going to make the beer foamy, guess what? You're right. But it'll calm down. Next, I want some paprika. Now remember guys, paprika isn't really hot that much. It's got a little bit of heat, but not a whole lot. But it has depth and warmth in its flavor. And that's what you're looking for on this. You get that beautiful chili flavor mixed with the flavor of beer, and it's off the hook. Let's get our beer on here. Look at that. I'm not going to put mine in the fridge. I'm just going to leave it open, and I'm going to turn these over about every 15-20 minutes, and that way you'll get a good marinade on it. And I'm going to do that simply because I do this so quickly. I don't have to worry about the meat, plus I'm cooking it to a level that makes it safe to eat regardless. So there's not going to be any problem with parasites or anything like that. Right down here, we have a couple of poblanos. And I'm going to take these poblanos and we're going to cook them off right here on this front burner. You can put these things on direct heat. They're wonderful this way. They have a tendency to stick on electric burners, so you don't want to put them directly on that. But under an electric broiler, that works well. On top of a grill, that works well. Anything that's extremely high heat that will cause blistering on the skin of this, that's what you're looking for. You can put it under the broiler for a few minutes, turn it over once while it's under there. As it's blistering, you know, it'll become partially blistered, but not completely. Then place them in a plastic bag. The plastic bag will then allow it to sweat and release the rest of the skin. After about, 8 to 10 minutes in that, you can pull them out, pull the skin right off of it. If you've never had poblanos before, hey, this is your opportunity. These things are absolutely delicious. Poke my finger in the side and pull down. If I was going to stuff this, it's almost ready. In this top, I have my seed pod right up in here. Get that where you can see it a little better. Now I'm just going to reach up in here and you just pinch that. Bam! See how it snaps all those loose? That's all you have to do, and then wash it out. If you're going to open marinade the way I do, don't forget to rotate that meat. Okay? Just that simple. All right, guys, let's go ahead and process out these chilies. Now, all I'm going to do is cut that crown off on each one. Now, all I'm going to do is simply slice and dice. We have all that ready to go in our rice, and when I start cooking the rice, I'll put that in there at that moment and cook it all together. Let's go ahead and take care of our poblano. Now, if you'll notice, I kind of open this up first, make a single lengthwise cut, and that kind of helps them to lay a little more flat. They become easier to slice. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to saute these. We're going to saute them in some olive oil, a little bit of salt. We're going to keep it simple. It is its own delightful flavor. And again, if you haven't ever done this, oh, for God's sake, please, please get some of these and do it. All right, we have a nice, noisy, jet-filled day here in Dallas, Texas. What we have also is a gas grill. If you're worried that you can't get that smoky flavor or that charcoal flavor from a gas grill, well, then you're worried about the wrong thing. Get yourself a smoker tray. I'm going to fill up this tray back here with some wood chips. These are mesquite wood. So this is how you use your gas grill as a smoker. If you want that charcoal flavor, put your charcoal on that smoker tray the same way you would. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Now I need to turn this on to high. I'm going to use 2 burners to cook these steaks, and once it comes up to smoking temperature, it's ready for the meat to go on here. We now have the grill starting to heat up. It's going to be producing smoke real soon. I want to turn this front burner on high. What I have in my pan here is 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add to that about a half a teaspoon of salt. Yeah, I'm that good at measuring it. And some water, 2 cups of water. And this is to cook 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of Basmati rice. And remember, this dish really kind of centers around this being Basmati, not standard white rice, not jasmine, okay? Basmati has a certain flavor that is distinct and easily distinguishable from any other rice. The minute you taste it, you from then on forevermore know exactly what you're eating. It's Basmati. It has a milder and a more herb-like flavor than rice has. Normally rice has a starchy flavor. Well, Basmati is real low starch. It doesn't stick to itself, and it's delicious. 1 cup Basmati, 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of butter, half teaspoon of salt, and about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 cups of diced sweet peppers. My water has now come to a boil, so I'm simply going to add the rice and those peppers. Give it a good stir. Allow it to come to a boil once more. I'm going to reduce the temperature to a low and then let it simmer. So you'll know, if you have a difficult time cooking rice, there's one thing you have to remember about cooking rice. Leave it alone, okay? It doesn't like to be bothered when it's cooking, okay? So all you have to do, bring it to a boil, mix the ingredients, bring it to a boil again, cover and reduce to a low simmer. Leave it alone. Don't raise the lid. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Don't stir it. Leave it alone. Let it cook until it stops steaming. When the steamer comes way down on it, open the lid just long enough to pull back a little rice. Look at the bottom. If there's any liquid left, put the lid back on and leave it alone. And you want to do that until the steaming slows and there's no liquid pooling in the bottom. Then just take it off the heat and let it sit aside. Your rice is fully cooked at that point, and it'll be delicious that way. All right, we're getting good smoke. Let's get that meat on there. Let's go ahead and, they stick a little bit, don't worry too much. I won't lose sleep over mine. Beautiful. Okay guys, our steaming has stopped on this. I opened the lid a moment ago. I pulled back the rice just a little bit, and in the bottom it's dry. So this is fully cooked. Now if I want to fluff this slightly and get that pepper mixed in real well. When this comes up to temperature, which is a good searing temperature, then I'm going to put in a little bit of oil. On this one we're going to be using olive oil and a little bit of salt, and that's it. We're keeping it simple. There we go. I brought my flame in just a little bit from a hot to a medium high. Looky there. You see that dancing water? This is our Leidenfrost effect. Okay, that's what we want for a good sear. So my oil can hit the pan now. Isn't that beautiful? And with these, when these start getting soft, forming a nice little brown edge on them, they're ready. Okay guys, everything is prepared. We just need a beautiful assembly on this plate. And what I'm going to want is something that's going to be basic, simple, yet very standoutish. Remember all that color. That's what I want to show. A really beautiful display can make a dish seem so much more than just the basic. I'm going to place one of my cutlets right on top here, just like so. There we go. There's symmetry, harmony, and a little bit of random disorder. Isn't that gorgeous? Remember to clean up your plating, bring harmony to it. And there you have it. Beautiful, beautiful pork tenderloin. And now that's something you don't get just anywhere, right? Hey, that's all there is to it. Delicious, not too difficult to make, and advanced flavor. Oh, see, I remember the other day having this, how delicious it was. Beautiful. Mmm. Mmm. My God. Look at this. Beastly delicious meal. Mmm. Now, a beautiful thing we have here is basmati. I'm being messy. You know, that sweet pepper, it just lends to the basmati so well. It's like it contributes to that beautiful herby flavor. It's just normal. Look, also, if you've never done poblano that way, you've really missed out. Sweet, delicious. It's not hot, it's not burning my tongue. Just really good, okay? Oh, man. That is a fantastic meal for anybody. You're gonna love it when you try it. It's gonna blow you away. A couple of things I would like to ask you, please. Send this to a few other people. Share my videos, please. I need shares. And I need views. And I appreciate my subscribers. I'd like to say thank you very much to the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, well, why not? We've got great recipes coming out all the time. Stuff like this. Delicious. Give it a try. Thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today. Hey, folks, you have a good day. Hey guys, thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today. Do appreciate it. If you would, please subscribe. If you like this, just click like down there, and if you would, I would really appreciate it if you add me to your favorites. Thank you.